3 for Mr. B in that old trophy case. Number 4 we're still waiting for, well, bring on the chase. Out on the field at Mile High, Broncos win is our desire. Coupled with a break, brew and a friend, bleed orange and blue to the bitter end. Come and join us, DNVR. We are DNVR.
We are DNVR, and we are live from Studio A. The A stands for
average, because in the Denver market right now, the Broncos are 4-4, the Nuggets are 4-4, and the Avs are 4-4 with an OT loss, so 4-4-1.
Yeah, I was at the game last night, the Avs game, and I thought we were gonna have one to remember forever.
Yep.
That would have been sweet.
It was a stolen point, though.
It was a stolen
Had
point.
no business
I
getting
didn't have
one.
that perspective in the moment. Not to turn this into an Avs podcast, but the Avs not understanding that like the point of overtime is to possess the puck, it destroys the insides of my soul.
How are the insides doing now?
Terrible.
Ugh.
Terrible. Anyways, we're presented by MSU Denver Online, msudenver.edu/online, where you can scope out all they have to offer. And you could be more than average at MSU Denver, and you can work more than average at MSU Denver because, of course, MSU Denver students work twice as many hours as any other Colorado institution. So if you're looking to maintain that full-time job while getting an education, MSU Denver is the place for you. All right, boys, let's jump in here and start to break down, can the Broncos be better than average after this week? But before we do that, we've got another A. The A stands for Aaron. Aaron Rodgers.
Lion Aaron.
Did he lie, though?
He did.
I think he's deceiving Aaron.
No, and he could have been deceiving Aaron, but when asked, have you been vaccinated, he said, yeah, I've been immunized.
Yeah, and there's some
So
crazy...
he said, yeah.
That's the key. It's but also
Fair enough.
But also, I mean, you have violations of protocol in plain day, because if he's not vaccinated, he can't do an indoor press conference without wearing a mask.
We do realize, though, like the NFL and the Packers are complicit in all this, right?
Yeah,
Right.
and absolutely. But
who's covering it up? That's the thing.
Now, what the NFL
Everyone.
is coming out and saying is, at first it seemed like they kind of backed him up. Like, yeah, we knew. But now they're saying, well, wait, that responsibility was on the Packers to make sure he was following protocols. Now we'll look into this, just like with the Broncos last year. They were supposed to be the ones making sure everyone was wearing masks. When they found out, when there was a whistleblower that said, hey, you might want to check out the quarterback's room, when they told that to the NFL stepped in. So now that Aaron Rodgers...
The Broncos tried to rat on themselves because they thought it would lessen the punishment.
And that did not happen.
Well, that never works, kids.
No.
Just lie.
Well, here's the thing, though.
Does Aaron Rodgers agree?
You think about the internal whistleblower with the Broncos. Well, it was a whistleblower in 2010 that brought the videotaping stuff to light regarding Josh McDaniels and Steve Skarnecchia and led to change. So whistleblower is not a bad word over at Broncos headquarters.
Yeah.
So I'm just saying that the culture would say, yeah, okay, if you see something that is askew, blow the whistle.
Right, and that got them the Kendall Hinton game, so good for them.
No, but I mean, who's responsible for it? Is it the whistleblower or the quarterbacks who are putting their contact tracers in the corners of the room trying to deceive and then lying about it? That's the thing. I don't blame the whistleblower. I blame the action.
For sure, I'm just saying teams all over the league were doing stuff like that, and they just weren't telling on themselves.
And now that Aaron Rodgers it's come out that everyone knows now the NFL is going to have to look into it. But Ryan, to your point, the Packers were backing him up in doing all of this.
And the NFL, because the NFL deemed him unvaccinated when he applied to have probably one of Shailene's home meds count as his vaccination. I read yesterday she believes that she can create her own medicine.
Does she believe in do your own surgery?
I don't know.
Yes.
Has Aaron had any surgeries recently? Probably not since he's known her.
I don't know. I mean
football
players are just having surgeries.
I know didn't he have a procedure a few years ago when he was injured? I thought he had some procedure.
But were they together?
Oh no.
Right.
So anyways, so the NFL also knew this, and couldn't they have levied punishment
Could
upon
have.
Aaron Rodgers for not wearing his mask on the sideline, et cetera, et
Yeah,
cetera?
sure, they could have. Yep.
So wait, a couple things here. One, I saw a lot of people I saw Bomani Jones specifically was saying like the media is at fault here for believing, or
Oh,
at some
come
fault here, not
on.
at fault, but at some fault here for believing what he said. Like it was very obvious, and he also pointed out like I think Pro Football Talk was on this right away. I don't remember ever seeing that.
No, I don't either, but that's absolutely ridiculous because, of course, it's easier to say that after the fact. Well, look how sketchy he was with that. But then, what, if when we ask Teddy or any other player and they say, yeah, are we supposed to say, you lying? You lying, bro?
We do
About
mean, do you have the
everything?
COVID-19 vaccine?
Was it J&J, Moderna,
Yeah,
Pfizer?
yeah.
I mean, the thing is, if we assume that they're lying about this, do you have to assume they're lying about everything? And at that point, like, how can why even have a press conference if
Yep.
it's going
That's absurd.
if by Bomani Jones's assertion, you have to assume that they're lying about everything.
Well, no,
And
he was just saying.
and I
like,
don't want to live in that world. I'm not ready for that.
He
world
was
yet.
just saying like it was clear that he used the language to like get out of it.
Bomani's on what's it called? What's the show?
I don't know he's not really on many shows anymore.
Oh, is he not? He was on. Oh my gosh, why can't I not think of this? I watched it like when I was
Around the
growing up.
Horn?
Yes, Around the Horn. I'm gonna ding him down a couple of notches
yeah, a couple
for that
points
one.
for that
Yeah,
one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there's also other like very obvious red flags like Shailene, Miles Teller, who they were doing whatever they were doing in Hawaii.
yeah.
He was unvaccinated and then brought COVID to like a movie set, cost the studio
I didn't know
millions of
that.
dollars.
Oh,
So
wow.
who's influencing whom? Is it Miles Teller and Shailene Woodley influencing
Yes.
Aaron Rodgers, or is he influencing them?
I think it's the other way around.
Yeah,
'cause
recently he's become a different type of person.
It's like when you change friend groups in high school.
Right. And it's pretty obvious.
Yeah, all of a sudden you got long hair and you're smoking in the car on the way in.
Yeah. That's what it looks like he's doing.
It does. It does look like.
Let me ask you guys this though. I mean, we see that he is at least to some degree lying, wouldn't you say?
Yes, I think so.
Yes, at the very least deceiving, which is a close cousin.
Does that make you not want him to be a Bronco, not want to pursue him?
I know where Ryan's going.
No,
with
it
this.
doesn't change my. It doesn't. I mean, it was a like douchey thing to do, and what he did though is he mostly just lied to the public, which literally George Payton did like 2 days ago. Now it's a much more sensitive topic than do you believe in your head coach, but people. I mean, athletes lie to the media. I mean, somewhere right now, athletes are lying to the media.
My question is, did he lie to his teammates? Because I don't believe that he could have told them the truth and that it didn't get out until now. I just don't believe that 90 guys back in training camp and now 53 wouldn't slip somehow. So I think, and maybe I'm wrong, but I think that he lied to them. And if he lied to them, oh my gosh, we're talking about just terrible leadership since the start of this calendar year from Aaron Rodgers.
Fair.
And so that does make me think twice about wanting him.
I mean, at least Kirk Cousins isn't lying. I mean, he's not vaccinated, but he wasn't lying about it. And say this for Cole Beasley. I mean, we can mock him all we want. Beasley has been honest about what he has said and what he believes, right? And what he did.
But here's what, yeah, absolutely. Here's what I would say is, according to the Packers, now again, the NFL is going to look all into this, Aaron has been following protocols for vaccinated players in the facility.
Not at the press conferences. I mean, that's the thing.
Right, so we know the
we have
Packers
literally right. We literally have the evidence on camera.
Right, because...
Yeah.
And the Halloween party, which he was heavily pictured at.
So...
Got a mask on.
Fair enough. I don't think he was lying to his teammates just because like the NFL deemed him unvaccinated. They knew. The Packers knew. If he was though, yes, that changes everything.
And because you made a really funny comment yesterday and we were talking off air about this, just about how willing you would want Aaron Rodgers. Does it make you hesitate if his teammates said no, or does it make you say no?
It makes you hesitate.
Okay.
It can't be a hard no.
And Ryan, the reason is because outside of that first game of the season, when he was terrible, there was no question about it. In the past 7 games, 68% completion, 250 yards per game, 17 passing touchdowns to 1 interception, 2 rushing touchdowns. I mean, that is so hard to say no to.
There are much, much worse things that much, much lesser football players have been forgiven for.
That's true. It's very true. Now, the question is, does it change your compensation package that you'd be willing to give? Because I think we were all on the same page. You can give whatever before this season. Now he's a year older. There's more questions about his leadership. He's
might be a whack job.
Yes.
And there could be Russell Wilson available.
Right.
So there could be another option here.
I mean,
and Deshaun Watson potentially if he's cleared and stuff.
If you have the options of Aaron Rodgers or Russell Wilson, you go Russell Wilson regardless.
Because he's younger.
He's younger, larger window.
Not as big of a whack job. We don't know how much of a whack job.
Just does like weird videos in bed.
Sells water that cures
he does
concussions.
That? Yeah.
He did it. Yeah.
Oh, gosh, these guys. TB12 started all this.
He really did. Peyton's weird thing was he was just like had the most crazy work ethic and demanded the most out of people.
Like he's funny drinking marks on his forehead.
Yeah, but like he's drinking he drinks Budweiser.
Right.
I mean,
right.
Yep. Where
that's the type of crazy quarterback you want.
I think that was done on purpose. Josh Allen didn't directly say Bud Light on their when he joined the Monday Night Football crew. He called it Blue Light.
No. In reference to Peyton?
Yeah, he was like, can't remember exactly what it was. So Peyton was saying that Josh Allen came and hung out with the Mannings at the Masters, which is just like,
that's so cool.
Come on.
How is he not the quarterback?
Right. He was hanging out with the Mannings at the Masters, and Peyton was like, yeah, you and Patrick Mahomes drank all of our beers. And I think Josh Allen said something along the lines like, yeah, well, they were blue lights. Like, they just go down so
maybe
quick.
he's got a deal with
right.
like a,
that's what I mean.
Right.
Yeah.
That's what I think. Like, there's some Western New York brewery that he has a
Right.
marketing deal with, and he can't say the name. But I mean,
anyways,
can we get 45-year-old Peyton back?
No, because like 38-year-old Peyton wasn't
I
very
know. God, I miss him.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking about the beers Josh Allen could crush.
Oh my God.
Light beers.
Oh, I think he could get to 20 easy.
I think so too.
I mean, he might even be pushed toward Wade Boggs territory.
What was Wade Boggs?
Well, the legend is that he chugged 64 Miller Lights on a charter flight from Boston to Anaheim when the Red Sox were playing the Angels, and he's referred to it as, quote, a few Miller Lights, unquote.
64, that feels like a big number in baseball. What was that, a home run record at one point?
No. I mean, it was, for a long time, it was 61.
Okay.
And it was 60 before that. 64, not really a big baseball number. Just, it's the NCAA tournament. It's a 8 times 8.
The former NCAA.
Yeah, for a while.
Speaking of liars, Wade Bogg, I guess.
Yeah, exactly. No way. But Alex Lewis, former Colorado Buffalo, then Nebraska Cornhusker, so we don't claim him anymore, was said to have drank 21 shots and then assaulted someone.
Yeah, that's what happens when you get over that 20 mark.
The late John Tierling, former Broncos D-line coach, he would have a lot of beers on flights after games back when, kind of like in the Wade Boggs era, you could get beers on the plane after games. His theory was that you could drink yourself sober. That if you had
not true, kids.
Like, it's like going around the world.
Kids. Yes, exactly. Like eventually you're up so late it's early.
Yeah.
He's like, it's a little known fact, but you can drink yourself sober.
Wow.
Definitely not true.
If a lot of those drinks are water, he's got a point.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Even then, I mean, I guess, over time, it would be faster if you drank enough water.
Beers on team flights home, especially after wins.
What an era.
It was wild. It was wild.
Have I ever told
I'm not going to say them here. I've got some good stories.
I bet you do.
Have I told the Woody Page, Lyle Alzado story?
No.
I think I can tell this. Woody told this to my class when I was in college, so
Probably
I think he's cool with it. He said that, so obviously, the media used to go on the team plane. He used to sit next to Lyle Alzado, and him and Lyle got super drunk, but Lyle passed out, Woody got so drunk that he threw up on Lyle Alzado. But when Lyle Alzado woke up, he was just like, oh, dude, like you were passed out and you got sick on yourself, and he just totally bought it.
Wow. I wonder if Lyle ever knew.
Probably not.
Maybe right now.
Not possible. Okay. Put a bow on this. In or out on Aaron Rodgers? Does it change? You got to know if he lied to his teammates.
Yeah. I'm more out than in.
Really?
Yep.
If it comes out that his teammates all knew,
Then I'm
you're
more
back
in
in.
than out.
Okay.
Yep.
Same thing. I mean, if he lied to his teammates, I'm more thinking Russ or bust. And as in bust, that means going into the draft.
Isn't it funny how one action can just kind of change your view of things? Like Aaron Rodgers' like little smirk that he does on the field. That was like cute. Now it kind of pisses me off.
Right, exactly.
We view it in a new light now. I mean, honestly, after we learned everything about what went on in the quarterback room last Thanksgiving week leading to the team playing without quarterbacks that week, I don't think I think of any of those, Drew Lock, Blake Bortles, Brett Rippon, any of those guys the same way.
Crazy that Blake is now going to the Packers.
The only thing that I think less of is just their intelligence.
Because do they think everyone else is stupid?
Yeah, I mean, just the thought that they're like, let's take out, like...
They think
So
they can
dumb.
get that is true because there are, as you guys know, there are cameras everywhere. Like literally in the media room, when I go in one of the back tables because I like to have a little bit of quiet, there's a camera, a little thing right above where I sit.
Yep.
Right? There are cameras all over that facility. If you thought you could do that and get away with it, then there's a
Right.
lack of intelligence there. But the
immaturity.
Thing is,
It's
quarterback though, as a position, a leadership position, requires intelligence and requires maturity.
Yep.
That
and
you don't
a lot of trust from your teammates.
Right. That you don't need that from a wide receiver. You don't need that from a nose
The
tackle.
weirdest part of me is like, why did they care about being close to each other? I don't know. It's just weird.
It's a great question.
Anyways,
Should we get to our Broncos? Wait, are you in or out?
right now I'm in. I would
in.
be out if it came out that none of his teammates knew.
That's got to eventually
be
come out, right?
Less.
Less in. Fair.
We live in a different world now than we did a few days ago. Like they said in draft day, right?
A lot has happened in the NFL in the past couple
96
of days.
hours.
Yeah.
Gosh.
Yeah. I mean, the Henry Ruggs story, like, it just messes. It keeps coming to like. I like get a pit in my stomach.
Yeah.
Just like once every couple hours, I think about it. It like hurts.
And it's really hard to even comprehend
Yeah.
the details of it, and
Wait.
so sad.
Did you read that in the story in the Las Vegas Review Journal about some of the details of like the crash and what happened?
Yeah, I mean, it's
I just
horrifying.
I started crying. reading
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just so sad. Above all, just for the family of the young girl.
it. Yes, that's what I mean.
And then you can just peel back layers of just other tragic things that are happening there. But
Yeah.
it just like it's really stuck with me and I hate it. Anyways, okay, let's transition into this Broncos game. Broncos, Cowboys. And no one is giving these Broncos a chance. Justin Simmons, feeling better than most. He says he is ready to go prove everyone wrong. Says the only way that they can show people that they aren't tanking is by going out there and proving it on the field. I gotta admit, I like the quote. Love the quote, actually. Doesn't necessarily make me think they're going to win this. But I think I feel better about the Broncos here than most people. I think you just get an inspired Broncos team.
Okay. I like that. And players rallying around each other.
I was trying to think of this comp the other day, and I was like, I feel like this has happened before, but I can't remember where. Finally came to me last night as I was at the Avs game. Now, it's different. Matt Duchene and Von Miller are not comparable as players.
Right.
But the effect, I think, you can be referenced. Matt Duchene was supposed to be, the star player of the team who was not really delivering, but everyone else was kind of looking to him. And I think there's a little bit of a similarity there in this last stage of Vaughn that we saw where it's like, okay, that's supposed to be our best player. He wasn't always playing like the best player. And there's just like a mental switch that I think can flip for these Broncos players. That's no longer like he's our best player. It's I'm our best player. And several guys could be feeling that way this weekend. I think that could potentially kick in, or it could very much go the other way where they're like, oh, if they're punting on the season, so am I.
Well, that's the interesting thing, because yesterday on the radio we had Todd Davis on, and this is what he said. This is a direct quote. When you start trading away your best players, you're not necessarily thinking about winning right now. That's how I viewed it. I know I talked to some guys in the locker room, and I know that's how they feel about it too.
I mean, no one could possibly be in the locker room being like, oh, traded away Vaughn. Looks like we're going for it all.
So the question is, if you're playing, if you feel like the organization has checked out on you, what's your motivation? Are you
personal?
It's personal.
That could be dangerous though, in a bad way, or it could be a good thing.
Now, they could in the locker room, if they come together as a team, it could be like, well, look, the community doesn't believe in us, fans don't believe in us, not even our own front office believes in us, but we believe in ourselves. And that's where, I mean, it's kind of Major League,
exactly.
You know, like, hey, the
Ted
owner,
Lasso even.
Exactly. The owner doesn't believe in us, but we believe in ourselves. And that's where you might, I mean, it's possible you might get a really inspired game on Sunday.
Yeah, it would be the players rallying around each other and saying, F everyone else. We're going to do this on our own. And Ryan, really quick on that Justin Simmons quote, very opposite from what Von Miller was like just 2 weeks ago, isn't it? Justin said, you know, I'm very confident in us, but I know, and he said this multiple times, I know we're going to have to prove it on the field. Von was all talk in that press conference leading up to that Thursday night game. And so I wonder if that's intentional at all, or if that's just Justin being here for year after year when they're all so confident in each other, and then it just never works out.
And Justin, you know, he's in a really unique position because I think if you're going by default, you would say he is the face of the franchise right now. But I think a lot of people are saying there is no face of the franchise. So he's in a unique position to go play his best football, which, by the way, he did last week. Stay on that train and really start to get people to rally around him. And I think he already has, ultimate respect in that locker room. And obviously he's beloved by the fan base. But he has an opportunity here to take himself to the next level and truly become that face of the franchise.
He does. So
at least for now.
How much do you believe in the rallying? Do you think they win?
No.
Okay.
I think that they keep it close. Okay. So I think they cover.
Okay. And right now, guys, the line is at 10. I think when I first saw it on DraftKings, it was 8. Then literally 2 minutes later, it was already at 9.
Wow.
Yeah.
Interesting. You got to hope that Dak is a little bit hobbled.
It could be.
You got to hope that, we talked about the game plan yesterday, but you got to hope that your secondary goes out there and makes plays for you. You got to hope that everyone is saying, let's play for us.
Mm-hmm.
And that
Russ? For Russ.
let's play for Russ. Whoever gets this win gets Russ next year. No, it's up to Teddy and Justin and those guys to get those guys rallied around. This is about us. And if we win, we don't have to pay back Von Miller. I'll foot the bill.
So score.
Yeah. So score is going to be 27-24 Cowboys.
Man, that's moral victory right there. It would be going on the road right after you trade Vaughn. It's a good moral victory.
I'm not as high on the Cowboys as like the rest of the world.
Yeah.
So it's not a moral victory for me.
Okay.
30-23.
Okay. Oh, so they cover.
Hey,
all right.
Good teams win, great teams cover.
Whoever came up with that phrase forgot a part. It's supposed to be good teams win, great teams win and cover.
Right, exactly.
We're cleaning everything we can here. I mean, we're off the Titanic, and we got all we got is our life vest. We're looking for a door. Going to insist that Rose can let somebody else on. I mean, that's where we are here.
Yikes.
Yeah, I guess in this instance, I think the Cowboys are a great team. Okay. I think it's going to be tough sledding for the Broncos, and I think we're going to have a blowout, 38-17.
Oof.
Yeah.
They're getting Fetty-whopped?
Yeah, they're getting Fetty-whopped.
Oh,
so they're giving up 38.
Yeah.
Now, Dallas has a really good offense, no doubt.
Yeah.
But giving up 38, man, that's going to be if that happens, then the heat on Vic's going to be at 11.
Yeah, and it's going to be the heat's going to be on Pat, the heat's going to be on Vic, the heat's going to be everywhere.
I don't like the way that graphic
No,
looks.
I mean, I think I speak for everyone, but I really don't like the Cowboys. That's sickening.
Yeah, I hate the Cowboys.
Maybe I meant 38-17 Broncos.
Oh, there you
yeah.
go. So if Mace or I's score happens, we basically come on the post-game show and say, like, yeah, that's probably what should have happened.
And it was a good effort.
Right, yeah, they
Yep.
put up a good effort. If what you said happens, we're probably saying, like, did they quit? Are they done? Did they say Vaughn's out, we're out?
Should
Yeah.
Vic Fangio be fired tonight? And it's not just going to be Pat Shurmur. It's going to be both of them. Should they be fired tonight, or do you wait 7 days until after they play the Eagles and you're on your bye?
Because, it's a 10-point spread. So if you lose by 10 or even 13, you're saying, like, yeah, that's what everyone expected to happen.
Yep.
You lose by 21.
Yep.
You got your doors blown off. And a lot of questions have to be asked.
It means you're once again non-competitive against a really good team. You weren't competitive against Baltimore. You weren't competitive against Las Vegas.
And also, like, it shouldn't be this way, but there's an idea in my head that, like, Vic Fangio, the old defensive guru, should be able to hold his own against the young kid in Kellen Moore.
Yeah.
And that, age has nothing to do with this. There's just something about, like, if you get embarrassed by a kid, how old is Kellen Moore?
He's a kid.
Like 32?
He was the quarterback when they won.
Double his age?
Was he the quarterback when they won the Fiesta Bowl, or was he the next quarterback?
He was the next quarterback. That was Jared Zabransky.
That's right.
Impressive.
33.
Thank
Okay.
Zabransky. Wow, man, I forgot about him.
Yeah,
Redhead, right?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
And Ian
Johnson.
Johnson, who then proposed
Yeah, right
on
after.
the sidelines.
You know what? I often wonder what happened to Ian Johnson and his wife, how their life turned out. Because, I mean, that's like...
Not something I've ever wondered.
Well, no, but it's sort of like a real life version of Everybody's All American. I don't know if you ever saw that movie. Back, it was actually involved the Denver Broncos because Gavin Gray near the end of his career was a Denver Bronco. But it's like you had the football hero and the pretty girl on campus, and they get married, but life didn't really turn out as they expected. So that's why I find myself wondering: is it like Everybody's All American, or did Ian Johnson and his bride actually have a happy ending and happy life?
I'd like to think that he cashed a couple NFL paychecks. I know that part, and then bought a house. Went back up north to Lake Coeur d'Alene, just near Boise, and he is now
They do live in Boise.
A fly fisherman. He's a tour. What do you call those guys who take people fly fishing? No, a guide.
A guide, yeah, sure. Maybe he's John Elway's guide.
Yeah, exactly.
Up there in Idaho.
Yep, I imagine him with his, he's got his waders on and a nice little hat.
According to Wikipedia, he is an insurance agent.
Oh, that would have been my
He's a
second guess.
motivational speaker and personal coach, and married with a daughter. Still married with a daughter.
Hell yeah. That's a great ending to that
Not
story.
confirmed if it's the same woman, but
No,
It is.
it is.
It is confirmed. Let's go. Let's go. That makes me happy.
ending on a happy note.
Exactly.
He's on Twitter, but it doesn't look like he's been active in a couple of years. His last tweet was
Don't say anything political.
his last tweet from 2019.
Don't
was,
ruin this for me.
For restaurants, retail stores, medical offices, and more. Call to me to talk about your small business insurance needs. So as of 2019, he
go.
was still in the insurance mine.
Let's go.
Yeah.
I like this. Happy ending to the first segment. That makes me happy. Also
And
got
if
a.
you want,
Oh yeah, if
No.
you want to have a happy ending, come
Yeah,
down
exactly.
to the DNVR Bar, where pretty much any of our burgers taste like a happy ending.
oh wow,
Hey, now.
what do those taste like?
Actually, that probably you probably don't want to taste that. Feels like a happy
easy.
ending while
Oh,
you're eating
okay.
it. Okay,
Yeah, that's better. Yeah.
Of course, you can also get any Breck brew, 22 ounces for the price of 16 if you're a member. We're gonna have a big weekend ahead of us. Saturday is like an all-day banger.
Yeah.
You've got Rams, you've got Buffs, you've got Avs, you've got Nugs. It's gonna be awesome. I will be in Boulder, but I'm sure it'll be packed here. Everyone hanging out. So come down and enjoy and have a happy ending burger.
And if you're looking for a happy ending at some point,
Oh God.
check out our friends over at Manscaped.
Oh,
'cause
I wanted
you'll
that read.
want to make sure that you are all cleaned up, and you don't want any nicks or cuts when you're enjoying yourself and someone else. If you are doing that,
You're doing what now?
you're just having a good time, a happy ending, and you want to make sure that you are all cleaned up. And the Lawnmower 4.0 is the best thing to get you cleaned up. And boy, you will be happy that you ended your grooming experience with the Lawnmower 4.0. Because, guys, it's the best thing out there. Wireless charging, waterproof. Of course, it comes with that advanced skin-safe technology, and there's so many other products you need to check out over at Manscaped, including the Weed Whacker, which comes in the performance package, and that Weed Whacker helps get all of the other hairs that you can't get in your nose, in your ears, everywhere. It helps to get rid of those as well. So make sure to check out all the razors they have over at manscaped.com, including all of the products that they have for your body, ball deodorant, ball toner. You even got some body wash, so make sure to check everything they have out going on. And make sure you use the code DNVR over at manscaped.com to get 20% off and free shipping.
You know, I think the people will be disappointed that I didn't do the Manscaped read. Oh.
You saying I did a bad job?
No, I just think that I break character a little more on that. I was going to do the football one. I love the football read.
Wow. Well, you can,
I think they're very well written, funny reads.
they are. They are.
They're full of puns. It's like each Manscaped read is an ad version of AC/DC's Big Balls,
Wow.
which is appropriate for Manscaped, right?
Can I give you the weekend homework assignment of coming up with your own clever Manscaped read?
Yeah.
You
Maybe
can read it all next week.
Coming off of being in Texas, everything.
Don't give it away now. Don't give it away
Well, no, I'm
now.
just I'm starting to brainstorm.
Yeah,
here.
let that flow.
I mean, I've
Let 'em
got,
breathe.
I'll be sitting there having some brisket tacos, and maybe I'm gonna have an idea come to me.
Where's
There we go.
where's the brisket tacos at?
Mia's.
Okay.
It's in Dallas. There's a football history to Mia's, by the way, because it was Tom Landry's favorite restaurant for many, many years.
Now he's got Landry's, right?
Well, no, that's different Landry.
Oh, okay.
but that's a Landry in Houston, not a Landry in Dallas.
Gotcha.
But you remember the famous picture of Jerry Jones and Jimmy Johnson having dinner that basically broke the story that Jimmy was going to take over the Cowboys and they were going to fire Tom Landry.
Yeah.
It was in that restaurant.
In his favorite restaurant.
Yes.
Wow.
Dang.
And so what it was the reason it got out there. You know who Ivan Mizell is, longtime college football reporter.
Yes.
He was working for, I believe, the Dallas Morning News, and he was having dinner with he was a girlfriend, and saw them eating dinner and basically
Cheating in plain sight.
yeah, Jimmy Johnson's like, "What are you doing here?" He's like, "No, what are you doing here?" And so he goes to a payphone back in the day, calls the desk, says, "You need to get a photog down here right away."
Oh, my God.
Photog comes, and of course, you know how Jerry likes the attention, right? Lets him take a few shots and then says, "Okay, you're done." Photog nervously goes, has to make sure that everything's in focus. It is, and there's your front page the next morning.
How about that?
And what was the story?
The story was that Landry's out.
So they had confirmed the rest of the story. Not just
Basically,
that
it's
they were-
like
All right.
that
Two guys
that
go to
Jerry
dinner.
Jones has bought the team, and he's going to replace Tom Landry.
Wow.
So,
And then,
anyway.
of course, Landry created the Landry's.
Exactly.
Oh.
Yes. As all former NFL people do.
Right.
He didn't. We know Don Shula created Don Shula Steakhouse.
Yes.
Anyway, so I'm not sure if you can get Breckenridge brews at Don Shula Steakhouse.
I bet you can.
I'm not sure if can you get them at Landry's?
Probably.
Okay. Well, you know where else you can get them is right here at the DNVR Bar.
Sure
Of course, you
can.
can get the full array of Breck brews here at the DNVR Bar and those Good Company hard seltzers. You can also get those down at the Farmhouse, which is their restaurant down in Littleton. It's right off Santa Fe. All the Breck brews on tap. By the way, do we have Christmas ale in yet here?
Not on tap,
But it's
but it's around.
It's around. So if you order a Christmas ale at the DNVR Bar, you will get it.
Not yet.
Oh, well, I didn't know if we had bottles on tap.
Oh,
that's
no.
what I was talking about.
I see.
Okay, so
Maybe.
we have almost the full array, but soon we'll have Christmas ale, right?
I would hope so.
Okay, yes, because it's November. We're past Halloween. We can move on to Christmas now. You can also get Christmas ale all over the place. You can see the kegs that you've got all at King Soopers and throughout the market. If you want to find out where you can get some of those delicious Breckenridge brews, including Christmas ale, go to their website, go on the Breck Beer Locator, and odds are you're going to find you're probably not too far from getting from someplace you can get some of those Breck brews. And I saw a Christmas sale all over the country last year, guys.
Oh yeah, it's everywhere.
Yep.
So
Yep.
It's probably the best Christmas themed beer. All right, real quick. First of all, if you're watching us on Twitter, you should flip over to YouTube. Much better product. When you get to YouTube, hit us with a thumbs up. We always appreciate that. And also, we've got a quick super chat to hit, which is something you can only do on YouTube.
Coming in from Alex. Go Jackets.
Blue Jackets. Oh yes.
It's our guy
Yes.
Alex. Yes. Go Blue Jackets.
Hell of a game. The Avs had it, lost it,
Yeah.
got it back, lost it again.
Yep. Yep.
Fun to watch.
Yeah, it was a really fun game, and yet you got the best of us.
Yep, absolutely did. But I had a good time.
I bet you did.
So
that's
that's
very
all that
important. Didn't finish with a happy ending, but otherwise it was a good time.
Nope. I also had bet the Avs on DraftKings Sportsbook when they were plus 1,400 to win the game.
Wow.
So-
Did you ever cash out?
No,
Oh
no.
man.
It was
That's incredible. It got that high.
right. It was right after they went up 4-2. There's
Yep.
like 15 minutes left in the game. I was
Yep.
like, that's enough time. What's it at? So at plus 1,400, I was like,
You can't pass up that value.
took it. And then I had an offer, like deal or no deal status. The banker called me. I had an offer for 7 times my original bet, which was half
Yeah.
of what obviously would have been 14x.
Was
And
it tied then?
It was going into overtime.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I wanted to ride it out.
No, no. Next time you'll hit.
I think I'm just not a buyout guy. Like I make
fair.
those bets for the thrill of potentially winning all of that money, not half of
Except
it.
for Jokic last year.
I think that was what broke me.
Yeah, yeah, makes sense. That's fair. That's
Yep.
fair. And let's see if our AFC West picks will break you. Let's go around the AFC West. And before we do, let's check out our standings, where we sit right now.
I can't believe I didn't fade the Chargers last week.
Yeah, you should. I definitely thought you did, but no, you did not.
I was scared.
Mace still in first, and because you didn't fade the Chargers, Ryan, thank you. It allowed me to pick up a game on you last week. So Mace, Ryan,
Dance
we're
with the
coming for
ones
Mace.
that brought you,
Yeah.
folks. My whole career is just the tales of fading the Chargers.
Well, let's see if you follow that. Let's dive right into that game. Chargers coming off 2 straight losses, going into Philadelphia, where they're coming off a huge win against the Lions. Who do you have, the Chargers or the Eagles? Your Eagles, by the way.
This is a surprising spread. Also, by the way, not confirmed yet, but just keep an eye on this. Remember when the Chargers fired Anthony Lynn? I said this is a really bad idea because you're going to have to change the offense. You're going to have to change the quarterback's coach. And now the same guy who had Matt Stafford throwing short check down passes over and over and over again has Justin Herbert, who's like one of the best vertical threat quarterbacks in the NFL, throwing short passes.
His ADOT is lower than Jimmy Garoppolo's right now.
And I totally know what that
Jeez
is.
Louis, it's him.
Average depth of target.
Average depth of target.
Where's
I've never
Teddy
heard that
rank
called
on
ADOT
ADOT?
before.
Where's Teddy rank on ADOT, by the way?
Not towards the top.
Yeah.
But is he above Justin Herbert?
Right now, yes. Justin Herbert's in the bottom 4.
What are
Yikes.
this is what I
There
was
you
this
go.
is what I warned them against. Tried to warn them. And then they just made so like Brandon Staley, not perfect.
Exactly.
Um
So you going against that ADOT?
God, I want to
You said
so
fade the
bad.
Chargers. They're playing your Eagles on the road.
I know, but like it's a straight up pick. It's
I mean,
not the spread.
you're breaking your own rules right now.
You know what? Fine.
Yeah.
Give me
Yeah, let's
give me
go,
the
baby.
give me the Eagles. You
Let's
can talk
go.
me into it.
Mace, you going Eagles as well? Please,
No.
please. Oh, okay.
No. I mean, look, I'm not putting too much in Philadelphia beating Detroit the way they did because Detroit seems to alternate between competitive and horrible. And last week they were horrible.
I will say the Eagles have learned that they can run the ball,
Yes.
and it's changed their offense a lot.
Speaking of insanely bad play calling for the first half of the
Yes.
season,
Was that
Yeah.
Sirianni on the sticks?
I don't know. Was it?
It is
It is.
Sirianni in the
He's
sticks,
calling
but
it,
he is
yeah.
a first-time play caller.
Yeah,
You could tell.
Yeah.
What if I told
No,
you?
he's not a
yeah.
first time play. Isn't he an offensive guy?
Yeah, but
he
Frank
was
Reich
hired
called
as
the
a-
plays in Indianapolis.
He was hired as a running back.
That's pretty crazy to not
Yeah.
be a play caller and get hired to be a head coach
And then call the plays.
Yeah.
Something doesn't add up.
Andy Reid did that.
Wow.
Well, he was a QB coach in Green Bay, and then
Wow,
he went to
that's-
Philadelphia.
that's
And maybe that's
crazy.
part of Philly's logic. Like, hey, we hired a guy who didn't call plays back in '99. Look how it turned out for us. So they Jeff
Interesting basis to
Lurie
go
trusts
off of.
his instincts. Jalen Hurts, by the way, including rushing touchdowns, 15 touchdowns accounted for in 4 picks.
Yeah. I try to tell people he's better
He's
than
not.
they think.
He's not
Yep.
bad.
Yep.
I mean, I wish he was a little more accurate, but he's not bad.
Right.
He's got that thing, though, that I've been talking about for a couple of years now when we talk about draft prospects, which is if you're athletic enough, you can hang around long enough to learn how to play in the NFL.
That was
Right.
that. It's funny because that was the argument I was making yesterday to Zach Seegers of Mile High Sports as for why I'd be more likely to go with a Malik Willis instead of a Carson Strong, because Strong brings no running threat.
No, but his arm is
His arm is so good, but it's easier for defenses to
Yes,
deal with
totally.
a one threat quarterback, even if it's a gun. Whereas if you have a dual threat quarterback, they can lean on their legs while they learn how to be a passer.
Totally.
If you scheme right.
Yeah. To me, he looks like college Matt Stafford. Just throwing
Which you
lasers
love.
around.
Yeah.
I do love it, but I also love Malik Willis. I'm so excited for that game. I just found out about this game yesterday. We get Malik Willis versus Matt Corral this weekend.
Yep. That's going to be great.
You get a double scouting. It's
Are we
perfect.
going to put that? We
Exactly.
should put that on the DNVR bar,
I'm sure.
given the interesting quarterbacks
Well, it
around.
depends. It probably overlaps with that CSU game.
Right.
I would
One
guess.
television.
Yeah, we can
Yeah,
put it on
one
for
TV.
sure,
Yeah.
at least.
I mean, I wish I was here to watch it. So,
Gotta have to figure out a
what
way.
time? By the way, what time is that game? Is
I'm just guessing it's at 1. Hopefully it's at 11.
That would be awesome. A 10 a.m. game.
Yeah. All right. You get that for us, Mace.
All right, so I'm going Chargers as well, guys. Let's go to this next game. Raiders going in to New York to play the Giants. Everything going on with the Raiders. How do you view this game?
I think the Raiders are about to just fall apart. They were already, I think, playing above what I thought they were. Now they have a wide receiver room, with basically 3 guys there. They're not going to be able to take the top off anymore. So I think they're ready to fall apart. And I think actually the Giants are a little bit better than people give them credit for.
I agree.
So yeah, give me the Giants. I can't believe what I'm picking the Eagles and the Giants. This is
You are
Yeah.
crazy. You are crazy.
Dangerous.
On Monday, you're going to say, what the heck was I doing, Mace?
I feel the same way. I think this is the point, I think, where the distractions catch up to them. Now, look, I'll pick the Giants, but I'll say this. If the Raiders win this game going cross-country, having all this going on, and they still get it done, I would be surprised if they don't win the division if they win this game.
Wow.
Because then,
Whoa.
the reason being, if they can function with every distraction thrown at them, then this team and even Bisaccia, the coach, will prove they're seriously cut from some strong emotional timber. I mean, I could see the team rallying around Derek Carr and what he said. I mean, he's. Did you hear watch his press conference? I mean, as far as not conveying sympathy and empathy for the family of the motorist who was tragically killed, kind of touching all the. I thought he nailed it.
he pretty much always does.
Yeah, he's really, and that's why I'm sticking with the Raiders here, is because they still have Derek Carr, and if Derek Carr keeps doing what he's doing, they make the playoffs. I'm not going to be as bold and say they win the division, because I do think things fall apart a little bit with them, but I do think that the Raiders win this game, guys, and thanks for letting me be the only one to pick the Raiders. I love it.
Yeah, I just think they're on a train to nowhere fast.
Fair, and I can see why you would guess
But this
that.
game might be the one that kind of determines what path
Which
they go on
direction
the
they're
rest
going,
of
yeah.
the rest
And
of
then
the way.
we were robbed because of Aaron Rodgers. We were robbed of a great game. Packers going in to Kansas City. Packers were underdogs in this game. Boy, did that feel like a great place to get a little upset. But now it's Jordan Love. Are you guys picking Jordan Love?
I might.
You might. Do it.
Is Devontae Adams back?
I haven't
Yes.
heard anything about him,
Yeah,
so I would
he
think
should be
yes.
playing.
Yeah. Kale's a big Devontae Adams guy.
Huge Devontae.
Trusting Kale is my
Yeah.
exclusive Devontae Adams source. Yeah, give me the Packers.
He's on my
Wow,
fantasy team.
spicy.
So I'm invested.
I love it. I love it. Mace,
One of these has to be right.
Mace, you want to be as bold?
You know what? There's a history of first-time quarterbacks
Do it.
when there's no film on them surprising people. But Arrowhead's a really tough place to have to go for your first start. If this were in Lambeau, I'd pick the Packers.
I think that this is the Jordan Love coming out game.
Man, would that be huge for the Packers and for teams wanting Aaron Rodgers next
Otherwise
year.
known as the Brian Gutekunst thrill down his leg game.
Yes, or the Matt Flynn 2.0 Packers game.
Could be. Very well could be.
But the difference is the Packers would be keeping that today's Matt Flynn as
Right.
Right.
in
You would
that-
think.
Yes.
So, Mace,
I'm going Chiefs.
going with the Chiefs. Yeah, I'm going Chiefs as well. The Chiefs
Let's
are
go.
just not that good.
They
but
aren't.
they're playing a backup quarterback. Patrick Mahomes will beat a backup quarterback.
He's got a year and a half under his belt now, learning behind Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, there's a reason they were begging Aaron to come back this offseason.
Going up against the worst defense around, almost, with somehow the AFC Defensive Rookie of the Month.
I mean, how long does it take a quarterback to learn throw it Daniel Sorensen 30 times and you'll win?
Ooh,
It's true.
I'm here for all the
true.
Daniel Sorensen slander. Let's go.
Man, I'm going to pick up 3 games on you this week, RK.
It's possible.
I love it.
The good thing is this doesn't count for anything.
We need to change that.
We should. Okay, let's. So wait, can we just look at the graphic there one last time?
Picks again.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, I'll be covering the game Sunday because I tested negative.
Good job.
Oh, good. Good. Well, and guys, you can get in on all of this action over at DraftKings Sportsbook. Head to the App Store now, download the top-rated DraftKings Sportsbook app now, and use promo code DNVR when you sign up to get this incredible offer. If you bet on any of these games or any NFL game, you can even do tonight's game. You betting Mike White or not?
Mike, wait.
You betting on him?
No.
Yeah, that was way too long, but pause to have any confidence in him.
Carson, Thursday night Carson. That's the best Carson.
Yep. I'm
That's what they
taking
said
Carson
back
as
in the
well.
Tonight Show days.
Yes. So I would be rolling with the Colts, and if they win and you bet $5 on that game, you get $200 in free bets which you can use tomorrow, Saturday, Sunday, and man, that's a great way to start building your account. So check them out over at DraftKings Sportsbook. You can even get a same game parlay in tonight if you want. There are so many great things over at DraftKings Sportsbook, but you must be 21 or older. Colorado only. New customers only. Restrictions apply. See DraftKings.com/sportsbook for details. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-522-4700.
Also, got to tell you about the old snooze flip mattress. This thing is incredible. Like I said, they call it the snooze because you'll just want to keep hammering that snooze button. You'll never want to get out of this bed. And I can't say enough good things about this mattress. I've never slept so well in my life. And I can't believe I went this long without having a legit mattress.
You're all grown up.
I really am. This thing is the epitome of legit, and you can choose soft, you can choose firm, you can choose warm, you can choose cool, and you can combine any of those combinations together to create the perfect mattress for you. And if you use the code DNVR, you can save $500 off a queen with an adjustable base, or you can save $1,000 off a king with an adjustable base. I'm telling you guys, you got to get this thing. It is top of the line.
It really is a 4-in-1 mattress.
Exactly.
Yep.
4-in-1 mattress.
And once you've had a good night's sleep, you're going to maybe want to watch something, maybe come on out and watch a free sporting event. And believe it or not, that's the price to get in to watch the rugby team that is rebranded at Infinity Park. They were the Colorado Raptors. Now they are they were a national team. Now they are the American Raptors playing in Infinity Park. They're continuing to train crossover athletes who've come from other sports like football, basketball, track, soccer, etc., and they're getting ready to play rugby. They finished their first season at 5-5, which isn't bad for a bunch of athletes coming together for the first time and playing rugby. And like I said, you want to go watch a game? It's free. You heard that right, free. Head on over to AmericanRaptors.com and grab your free ticket for the upcoming season. And if you can't make the games, AmericanRaptors.com will stream all of them from their website. Check it out. And if you can't catch the games in person or streaming, our guy Colton Strickler has it all covered with the weekly DNVR Rugby podcast. Hit that subscribe button. You can follow him in our DNVR Rugby account to keep up with the latest news. You can learn about rugby through Colton's Rugby 101 podcast. Get to know rugby, even get betting advice on rugby as things kick up around the world. There's always rugby going on somewhere that you can bet on. So check all those things out. Check out the American Raptors and check out DNVR Rugby.
All right, guys, let's jump into the comments section. First one coming in from Jock says, Von Miller-Ewing theory will happen. Teddy is fully healthy. Judy is fully healthy. Chubb will be back after the bye. Playoffs, we are coming.
Hey, I love it. I love this. This is essentially Friday on this show.
Yep.
We can go for some Friday vibes. And what's crazy is it's not the most likely scenario. But if the Broncos win this game, the feelings about them will do a 180.
Yep.
A 100% 180 is what I was going to say, which is confusing because 180 is half of a full rotation. So it's 100% of half, but
it's the full half rotation.
The full half rotation.
You're not going about 120.
Right, exactly.
You're going all the way to 180.
And it would be that spin for the next 3 weeks at least, because you got to think they beat the Eagles at home if they beat the Cowboys, and then you're on a bye. So, man, good vibes. Let's keep those good vibes rolling.
If that happened, then all of a sudden, all we were talking about the apathy going into the Washington game, it would be completely different when they played the Chargers.
Yep.
If that happened, if they beat the Cowboys and the Eagles, despite all the negativity for that Charger game, this town would be popping.
I think if they beat the Cowboys, the Eagles game will be popping.
I think so, too. Yep.
It's
Because
like
there'll be
easy.
a belief, because that game, then you're 2 games above 500.
Right, and it's just crazy. Really quick, we have a super sticker to hit. Super stickers are my favorite thing.
All right. Shiba Dog writing with a brush, writing number 1 on a piece of paper.
Shiba Dog with
Hey.
a brush.
Shout out to Dogecoin and Shiba Inu.
Yes, exactly. Mile High Till I Die says, my boys, here's a little historical perspective I've been thinking about over lately. Over a 40-year period from 1976 to 2016, the Broncos only had 6 losing seasons. I'm not sure where that ranks among other franchises or over a 40-year span, but that has to be among the best. However, if we
Was
lose...
the best, I believe.
Yeah, however, if we lose this season, it'll be 5 losing seasons in a row. We'll have lost nearly as much in 5 years as the Broncos lost in 40. I think Broncos Country is so upset because we really have no idea what it means to be a losing franchise. We have it damn good for so long, and now we don't know how to deal with failure. The future of the Broncos now rests entirely on the shoulders of George Paton. If he can secure a franchise quarterback in the draft or in a trade and build a quality coaching staff around that quarterback, then George Paton will be a hero in Denver for leading us out of the darkness and into a new dynasty of Broncos success. If he can't, his name will be forgotten in time as the Broncos descend into football purgatory and perpetual rebuilds. The fate of the Broncos is in your hands, Mr. Paton. Don't mess it up.
So it's funny. We did a TDSP yesterday, which I highly recommend you guys listen
Yes.
to, in which we talked about rebuilding and rebuilding around Denver and what it means and what constitutes a successful rebuild. And while George Paton holds a lot of power in this, you know what I came away feeling like the most important ingredient of a rebuild is?
Owner?
Luck.
Yeah, I was going to say luck.
Hitting on the quarterback.
Right. Well, and we were talking about all teams.
Right.
But, like, you can give Tim Connolly all the credit in the world you want for rebuilding the Nuggets. He also just, for the most part, lucked into Nikola Jokic, who's the best player in basketball.
And
Probably
how
the
did he
best, yes.
luck into him? Well, he passed on him in the first round. If he thought he was
Right.
going to be that good, he wouldn't have done that.
Right.
You
That's
could
what I
argue
mean.
he's the greatest second-round pick in the history of the sport.
Yeah, and I
Right.
think any argument against him would be pretty weak at
Yes.
this point. So there's luck involved there. You know, obviously you have to put in the work of knowing that you like Nikola Jokic, but you didn't think like, oh, centerpiece of the franchise for for the rest of his career.
I mean,
Right.
the thing is, I think human nature, we want to kind of always feel like we have the illusion of control, right?
Yep.
And so I sometimes think that we have trouble as humans accepting that so much is just due to random chance and luck. You know, even like the Broncos and the great teams they've built over the years. Well, one of the key elements of the Super Bowl 50 team, you know, you've Chris Harris Jr. That's a lottery ticket.
Yes.
Right.
C.J. Anderson scores a touchdown in the Super Bowl. It's a lottery ticket. He's an undrafted guy.
How about,
in the 90s, Rod Smith was undrafted. Tom Nalen was a 7th-round pick.
Getting Terrell Davis.
Tom
Brady's luck.
But
yes. Heck, even Patrick Mahomes, who falls all the way to 10, right?
Yes.
That's lucky.
I think
It is.
as a Braves fan this week, with them winning the World Series, it's a reminder of luck because they made the playoffs 16 straight times without winning a World Series before they finally broke through again. All of those 16 teams over the course of a year were better than the one that won the World Series. This one got a bunch of deadline deals. Basically, it was like you hit on 18 4 straight times and got blackjack every time. And then, you had Dodgers had some injuries on their staff. Astros had injuries on their staff. Luck, it matters. And like 2018 draft, you had Baker Mayfield, you had Josh Allen, you had Josh Rosen, Lamar Jackson, Sam Darnold. Mayfield looks like a good quarterback. Allen and Jackson are clearly great quarterbacks, and Darnold and Rosen not so much. It's luck. It really is luck involved with it.
And it's not all luck. It's a mixture of your scouting ability, you finding who you like, and then being lucky that one, they fall to you because, the Broncos loved Baker Mayfield in that draft, but he went number 1. I loved Kyler Murray in that draft. The Broncos had no chance at him because he went number 1. So, you need a little bit of luck for that guy to fall to you. Mm-hmm. You need a little bit of luck for that guy to end up the guy that you think he can be. Right. That was just something I came up with, Cale McCarr falls to number 4 in that draft. The Avs actually get unlucky because they should have had the number 1 overall pick. They don't get it. That actually ends up being a lucky thing because Cale McCarr probably the best player in that draft.
Exactly. So hopefully the Broncos have some luck on their side.
Yep.
Of course, you could argue. They had luck because they were able to get Peyton Manning at the right time. Everything kind of came together for that to happen.
It's definitely lucky.
It is.
Yep.
Peyton gets injured.
Bill Belichick
that allows them to get luck.
Bill Belichick is regarded as the greatest coach of all time by many because Tom Brady was a 6th-round pick.
Because he's lucky.
That's luck that it worked out.
Totally. Next one's from Bronco 216. Hey guys, before the season started, there were thoughts that if the Broncos had gotten Aaron Rodgers, they would have been Super Bowl contenders. After seeing this team play and coach up to now, do you believe that to be true? What do you think is their record would be up to this point? Thanks, guys. Have a good day. So, I think their record would be really good.
7-1.
Somewhere around there. I also think that Vic Fangio's coaching and time management transgressions would have been brought to the forefront, and they would have lost a game or two because of that, and people would be losing their minds about Vic Fangio right now.
I think it's 7-1 or 6-2. People would be okay.
I think they would, but I'm just saying, a lot of people would be saying, this is going to come back to bite you. You got to get this guy out of here.
Yeah, potentially, and obviously Von Miller's still on this team, and the team is in a different spot. That's for sure. Maybe they lose to the Ravens.
That's the one I was thinking they would lose, but the Cleveland game when you were down inside linebackers, Aaron Rodgers would have willed that team to a win in Cleveland.
Right. I think, Aaron Rodgers pretty much wills his teams to win every single time.
Yep, even against the undefeated Cardinals. Next one coming in from Kendall Hinton, Hall of Famer, just to respond a bit. If Peyton doesn't approve on what's happening on this coaching staff, he's at the very least affirming that he isn't willing to try to change it, but we're splitting hairs in words. The fact of the matter is he could force coaches out. He could force Drew to start. He could have traded Teddy. He could have Donatel assume defensive play calling, and I'm sure there's dozens of other things he could do to address what's basically a crisis among the fan base. Even if some of those decisions don't result in more wins, it's more important how we play, how we're coached, and how fans feel while this franchise is putting up losing seasons like it hasn't in almost a century. He's the frickin' GM after all. He's doing very little to stop the product that Fangio is putting on the field and calling football. Every day, Peyton could address this situation and do more to try to fix it and doesn't affirm what's being put on the field, and this coaching is what he wants to put out there on Sunday. He's the GM. Just like you guys say, Fangio is responsible for McMahon because he hasn't fired him. Peyton is responsible for the coaches on what happens on Sunday. He didn't hire these coaches, but he's doubled down publicly on them. It's very convenient for him to have these excuses is like, why'd we fire Vic now? No great coaches out there. But we don't know that whenever other options we end up with wouldn't be better, and it's really hard to see any argument. It could get worse just looking at the games we've played. And again, firing Fangio isn't the only thing Peyton can do. He's a GM. He's avoiding doing one of the dozens of other things he can be, and we need to be clear that he's accountable for what he does and what he's chosen not to do.
So the part that I disagree with you most there is saying like that there's like a move that could be made now at head coach. If you fire Vic now, you're just using an interim head coach the rest of the season. So you could say it can't get worse, but you basically have the exact same coaching staff and one less person. So, look around. I don't know what you do for work, Kendall Hinton Hall of Famer, but if you look around at, some of your underperforming divisions and think to yourself, could I make that division better by taking someone away from it? You're probably going to be wrong. So to me, yes, are there little things that a new coach could change? And we're thinking maybe Zach Azani, right? Or something along those lines where you say like, okay, we're going to bring this young guy up. He's going to be the head coach. Sure, little changes can be made, but on the whole, you're working with the same coaching staff and one less person, meaning everyone else has to do more work and get less done on what they're doing right now. I understand what you're saying. I would just say wait till the end of the season and see what happens, because I don't think that George Payton is necessarily saying I approve of this, and I don't put any stock into him, quote unquote, doubling down publicly. I think he just knows that his hands are mostly tied as to the type of move he can make right now.
Yeah, and that's a good point.
Unless you decide to do what the Chargers did in '78, which was bringing Don Coryell off the street. But
1978.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you're not
you literally
doing that.
can't do that anymore because you have to go through the Rooney Rule.
Yep. And now the Rooney Rule is getting more intense. Now, however,
So you couldn't bring in Mike Shanahan, for example.
You can start interviewing people 2 weeks left in the season, so we'll see if they make a move then to get their foot in the door right away.
I'd love to see that.
We'll
love to see that.
Yeah, Melbourne Broncos says, hi, guys. In your opinion, what has been the NFL's biggest boneheaded play call? Surely Seattle throwing from the 1 yard line gifted a Super Bowl to Brady. And Mace, time to pick an Aussie team rules. Choose the Sydney Swans. We need your mojo. Cheers. P.S. Sadly, this week's game will get ugly. Cowboys 34. Broncos 7.
Aren't we Brisbane Broncos guys?
Of course we are.
I thought Brisbane Broncos were rugby.
Oh, okay.
Right, yeah. Brisbane Broncos are rugby.
Okay, all right.
Australian was football. Man, that's tough. I mean, I haven't really picked a side. I know this is crazy. Someone will talk me out of it. I think that the Port Adelaide Power have a really cool tradition of everyone singing along to In Excess's Never Tear Us Apart. I kind of like them.
Wow, okay. There
All
you
right.
go. Sorry about the Swans. Is that who they were?
I think so, yeah.
I can be sold on other traditions, so everyone who's an AFL fan down there, hit me up.
All right. Sounds good. Kale, if you wouldn't mind zooming us in a little bit now that we've lost Mace. Mace, we'll appreciate your coverage.
Gonna
down
hear
there.
from Pat Shermer today. Everyone's favorite.
And Tom
Boy.
McMahon, right?
Tomorrow.
No,
Tom's
I
Tom's
always
tomorrow.
get so excited
Yeah.
and I forget.
Things are going well for Tom McMahon right now.
They
They
certainly
are.
are. They certainly are.
It's always nice when everyone else doesn't do their jobs well, so people can't notice you not doing your jobs well. Quite as well.
Dan Burke says, hey guys, how much stock do y'all put into Peyton being calculated with his public words and actions to not deter a future quarterback or coach from considering Denver an option in the offseason? For example, saying the Broncos are approaching a rebuild would deter a guy like Rodgers or Wilson from considering the Broncos an option, and throwing Vic under the bus would deter a coach from wanting to work with George Payton. What do y'all think?
I think it matters. I think it does. Now, I think he's just more doing, like, for lack of a better, he's just giving you coach speak. Mm-hmm. But coach speak is, a little bit with that type of stuff in mind. Mm-hmm. Little things like if he throws Vic Fangio under the bus in that situation, the next coach is watching that saying, man, if I go there, he's not going to hold back. He's just going to throw me under the bus. So, it's kind of one of the reasons why Vic Fangio has lost a lot of people.
Right.
Because he's
thrown
willing
a lot-
to throw people
yeah.
under the bus.
I don't think George Payton's thinking about it in terms of, I want to impress my quarterback next year, my future head coaches. He's just doing what, honestly, a good leader should do. Right?
Yeah, and just, basically when you go up to the podium, your job is just to spew BS. And
Right.
he did a great job.
Yep. Lionel Hutz, attorney at law, says, gentlemen, if you had to rank this team compared to the teams the previous 4 years, where did they end up?
If you had to rank this team compared to the teams of the previous 4 years, where would they end up? I mean,
The past 4 years, they're all bad.
there was one 7-win season in there, right?
Yep.
That was Joe Flacco and Drew Lock.
Yep.
Of course, Drew Lock responsible for 4 of those 7.
Yep.
Last year's a mess. I mean,
The 2016 team's the best because they went 9-7. But among
that's
all of the losing
4
seasons,
years. This is previous 4 years.
Right. But among all the losing seasons, right now the Broncos aren't losing.
They're probably the best, if not this. Yeah, I mean, they're probably the best one,
Tied with that 2018 team.
right?
Yeah.
Right now, at least.
Or the 2019 team. Yep. Boy. Fun one there. Mile High Buckeye. Alex, he says, my boys, everyone seems to be talking about firing coaches, playing Drew or Teddy and whatever else. I'm not arguing any of that because I do think the whole coaching staff needs to go. But what everyone seems to overlook is the overall offensive scheme and play calling. We have ran an outdated offense from under center since 2016. We have tried and failed to plug different quarterbacks, offensive coordinators, head coaches into the same system. 10 to 17 points per game and winning with defense doesn't work anymore. I would like to see a coaching staff come in and either run an offense from the shotgun or a dual threat offense option like the Baltimore Ravens run. What's everyone's take on this? Cheers, boys. Alex, you're 100% right. And when we talk about the offensive coordinator, that's what we're talking about. We're not just talking about play calling. We're talking about this. And John Elway wanted this offense. That's why
Vic Fangio wanted this offense. John Elway wanted the West Coast.
Yeah, but he's saying this is the results, the type of offense they've been playing
Right, and
since,
this obviously
since
has
2016.
West Coast roots in
right,
it.
exactly. And so that's a John Elway thing for the most part. So I would expect it to change, Ryan, and I would expect it to change in a big way when they hire a new coach.
Yeah, I hope so. Like, I'm so sick of defensive-minded teams and boring offense, and I'm also affected by this on Saturdays.
Yep.
That I just give me the air raid for everyone. Air raid for everyone.
Yeah.
Find someone, I don't even care who it is. Just find someone to run the air raid. And I realize I'm being dramatic here, except not really with the Buff, so I'm kind of in on that.
I mean, you got to, right?
but
In the
just-
Pac-12.
If the Broncos next year had the same exact record as they end up with this year, which, what we'll say is, 8-9, but they averaged 30 points a game, I would be
With
ecstatic.
bad defense, it would be so much better.
Yes.
The stadium would be full.
Totally.
Yep.
Because you go into the worst feeling is when you look up at the scoreboard, they're down 3 scores, and you just say, there's no chance.
No chance. You turn it off, and it's on to the next week.
Right. If you can score 30 points,
Yep.
you say, hey, let's, maybe we get lucky. We knock a couple passes down at the line, get a stop, and then go score this thing. Now, trust me, I've been also in the world where the defense can't stop anybody. That also sucks.
Yeah.
I'm not
My
saying
Madden
it's some
team.
great thing.
Yeah.
Especially when it's the running game like we saw against the Browns when you just can't stop a soul.
Yep.
That also sucks, but it doesn't suck as much.
It's very true.
As long
Very
as you have
true.
offense.
Yep. And last one, Ryan, coming in from True Champ Fan 24. My peoples, not much to say. A lot of meh feelings about this team moving forward. I do not see much to be excited about besides the DNVR coverage. Quick question on the merch issue. I had ordered some stuff back in September and still haven't received it. I have confirmation that the money was pulled that day. Just never got a confirmation. Love y'all. Hope everyone there is doing well.
Yeah, you can always reach out to us directly with stuff like this, but merch at thednvr.com is merch at thednvr.com. They'll get you taken care of in a flash. Never wait so long either.
Yeah.
If you feel like something's up, just go right to them. Mitch will handle you, take great care of you, and make sure that you feel great about your purchase.
And I'm feeling great going into the weekend, Ryan, except for my score prediction.
Yeah, me too. It's gonna be a good one.
So it
Homecoming up in Boulder.
Yeah.
Got some friends coming to town.
Nice.
Sunday.
You gonna be good, ready to go early morning Sunday?
I'm always good and
That's
ready
true.
to go.
That's true. You are.
I love that the Broncos played 11.
Me too.
It's the best.
Me too.
So then you get that out of the way nice and
Yep.
early, and
Yep.
you got the whole rest of the day to do whatever you want.
Man, it's a bummer that it's get it out of the way.
And maybe you get it out of the way with a win.
It's true. Yep.
There is more than no part of me thinks the Broncos will win this game.
More than no part. Hey, that's
More
a
than
chance.
zero.
So you're saying there's a chance.
I am saying there's a chance. It's all, in my opinion, going to rely on that secondary. there's a lot of guys to cover.
Yep.
You should be the team out of anyone.
Yep.
Literally out of anyone who is equipped to cover them.
Hope Nate Harrison steps up like he did at the end of the game.
Play Kyle Fuller, please.
Whoa.
I don't even think that's crazy talk. The man is getting paid $10 million this year.
Wow. So you're putting him in for a paycheck, huh? I thought we said we don't do that here anymore, Ryan.
I'm saying he has to be better than what like
I saw Nate Harrison 1 PBU. I'm sold, baby.
You got to play him. You have to.
This is going to be an interesting one from Vic. Does he go with his guy, or does he go with his initial gut instinct, which wasn't to put Kyle Fuller in last week? It was to put Nate Hairston in. Kyle was available.
What's going on with Kyle Fuller? Is he just over the hill?
Yeah, he's old. He's done.
What is he, 29?
30. I think he's 31.
Okay. All right. That's closer. Kareem Jackson's 33.
Yeah, and he does not look over the hill.
No,
does
not
he?
at all.
No,
I'm shocked
way.
that no one wanted to sign him in the offseason. No one wanted to trade for him at the deadline, or maybe they did, but it wasn't a good enough deal.
You're right, Ryan. 29. Kyle Fuller's 29.
Yeah.
Yikes.
He can't be done.
I think he's done. Nice little paycheck on his way to retirement.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, that's nuts. He's 29. He looks old.
But how? When did this happen?
I don't know.
Stuff blows my mind in football how a guy can just be there one day, gone the next.
Yep.
He was still like
exactly.
a functional player all of last year. I don't understand.
He was going downhill, but yeah, he wasn't get benched bad.
You thought, like, bring him in, put him in the Vic Fangio scheme where he was an all-pro, right?
Yep.
2 years.
All-pro in 2018.
I guess that was 3 years
Exactly.
ago. Okay, all right. It's all starting to add up now. Anyways, check out our friends over at Green Mountain Dental Group. They're the best damn family-owned dentist group in the metro area, just 15 minutes outside of downtown over there in Lakewood. I mentioned this the other day. It's actually a great drive. Great drive over there. You get nice and close to the mountains. It's beautiful. And then you go in there and you get treated like family, which is what the type of business that you want to be a part of. The type of businesses we like to support. And, of course, they support us as well, supported us throughout the entirety. Well, I guess it's not over yet, but throughout the pandemic, they have supported us, so we appreciate them so much. So if you need any dental work done, go check out our friends over at Green Mountain Dental Group. And of course, if you get a cleaning, x-ray, and exam, they'll hook you up with the free Sonicare toothbrush. That's going to wrap it up for us this week on the DNVR Broncos podcast. We will be back with you. Of course, we got the tailgate before the game on Sunday. That'll go right into the game, and then Zach and I will be with you after the game. So we'll see you guys then.